going, everybody? Welcome back to In the Pit with Steve. My name is Steve, and we are revisiting Band-Maid today. I figured I'd do something a little bit different. Everything we've seen by them so far has been a live performance. So this will be the first time I'm checking out one of their studio recordings here on the channel. This is for what I assume to be their newest song, because it's the most recent video uploaded to their channel, but I could be wrong. I didn't look, I unfortunately didn't look at the release date. I just when I opened the video, but this is called BESTIE. So I'm curious to see what it sounds like. I think all the other songs that we've listened to so far have been a little bit older material. So if this is something new, I'm curious to see if the band's sound has changed over the years. And I'm also interested to hear what they sound like in a studio setting rather than the live mix. I think that for the most part, their live mixes have been fantastic. I think there was one video we watched on the channel where their live mix was a little bit off. It wasn't the band's fault, it was whoever had was actually in charge of mixing it, running the boards and outputting that, which it happens sometimes. It looks like that was, I believe that was one of the performances that was during the pandemic. So they were probably just trying to figure everything out for it. It wasn't that big of a deal, but for the most part, they sound absolutely fantastic in a live setting. So I'm definitely looking to hear, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, the other side of them, with the studio recording. So nothing else to really say about Band-Maid. I dig the band. I kind of know what I'm in for, but looking forward to hearing something new. So without any further ado, let's get back into the pit with Band-Maid. All right. Definitely a more like modern sound than we've kind of been used to here checking them out. A lot of their other material has a very big, like classic rock style feel to it, that kind of proto metal stuff, really good traditional hard rock. But this sounds a little bit more like something you would have heard in the 90s. Some of her vocal cadences remind me a little bit of Lisa Loeb. So definitely a different side of the band, but I really like it. Like they can pull it off really nicely. One thing I don't think I can pull off is I don't think I can grab one of these sheer white robes and look as good in it as they do. But I'm willing to try. Maybe Halloween this year I go as just white robes all over the place. But yeah, I like the song so far. It's definitely not as up tempo and as like kind of exciting and dynamic as the other stuff we've listened to on the channel, but that's a good thing. It shows, a wide range for the band to have. You need songs that have dynamics in it, not just throughout the song itself, but if you're assembling a set list and you're playing live, you can't have everything be down low. You can't have everything be up high. You need kind of that, you want waves throughout the set. So this is, it's kind of like a nice, like palate cleanser. I really dig it. This is solid stuff. So let's get back into it.
So gonna be anytime you need. I promise that I won't leave. Never ever I will. I think I'm glad I met you now.
Oh, kind of an abrupt ending. All right. Is that it? Yeah, a couple seconds left. I like the set with the fake trees and all that. It was cool. Yeah, that was definitely a different side of the band, no doubt about it. This guitar solo was very good. I really liked it. It was just nudging up to the point where it was going to be a little bit too much for the song, but she rode that line perfectly. It was very, very well done. Excellent guitar tone, really, really well played. This song was incredibly 90s, like so 90s influenced. Even the drumming, like every drummer's got a bag of tricks when it comes to fills. There's just some stock fills that every drummer knows that you can put into any song for the most part. That's, in a 4/4 time signature, and it's going to sound good, especially depending, you kind of organize them in your mind by genre. And, she's definitely not doing anything that you haven't heard before, but she definitely picked the right kind of stuff to pepper in throughout this song to add some flavor. That tom part is very indicative of stuff you would have heard in kind of radio rock in the mid to late 90s. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a throwback song in a weird sort of way. Vocals are really good. She always is really solid. With the way she chooses to fit her lines in there. Great sounding voice. The band, the band's a super tight band, and I like kind of hearing this side of what they do, because it is very different than the other stuff I've listened to by them so far, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's tough for bands to kind of make those transitions at times, not because it's tough from a talent perspective. These girls are obviously, top tier musicians, but it can be tough sometimes to make it fit with your other material. And I will say, if I heard this song in the middle of their set and the rest of the set was kind of more like what I have heard from them, a lot more up tempo, a lot faster pace, much more closer to metal than this is, this song would definitely feel a little out of place. But I don't think it's so out of place that it sounds like, they've decided to do some weird experimental thing and, completely change their sound. Like it still retains enough of kind of what I've heard to be kind of like the skeleton of their songwriting. Like that guitar solo is very similar to the other stuff I've heard them have in their songs. But yeah, it's just a really solid track. I don't think that this is like a standout blow away song or anything. I don't think this would be the first song that I would have somebody listen to for the band. Like if I had done this song first rather than the other ones that I did, it's not like it would have turned me off of the band or anything, but I would have been very surprised to have heard, the other stuff following this. But it's this is like a great album cut. And, you don't hear that too often because the music industry has changed so much over the past 10, 15 years of the advent of streaming, where it's just all about the singles, right? Like nobody really writes for the album anymore. Rock bands still do, metal bands still do, but a lot of pop artists have really just kind of focused on putting all their strength and effort into singles, and sometimes you could definitely feel like the album cuts are almost like throwaway tracks. And this isn't a throwaway track, but this is a really solid, like this would be a great B-side. This is a great album cut. If you heard it live, you'd be like, oh man, it's cool that they're playing that live, because maybe it wouldn't be something that you would expect. But for all I know, this is a massively popular song for them. I think it was just shy of 1 million views on their YouTube channel, but it really is a really well written kind of throwback of a song. So we'll be back in just a moment to wrap things up with some final thoughts. All right, so lately I've been kind of checking out bands' Wikipedia pages to do a little bit more research when I get to my final thoughts. We've already listened to them before, so I'm just checking out the information. It looks like it is a new song from what I can tell. It says it was co-written by Michael Enzinger from Incubus. I know he's not the lead singer, so I got to look him up to see. Okay, he is the guitar player of Incubus. Wow, he has done a lot of stuff. Okay, so he does a lot of pop writing. He's worked with Pharrell Williams, Hans Zimmer, Skrillex, Tyler, the Creator, Avicii, Jason Schwartzman, Steve Martin. Okay, yeah. So he's definitely doing a lot of stuff outside of Incubus. That's cool. That's neat that they were able to kind of collaborate with him. I'm curious what he actually wrote, if he was writing the guitar lines or, what he was kind of contributing to the band. So that's kind of cool that they were able to do something with him. It would have been neat maybe if they could have had, if he did play on the track, or wrote some of it, it would have been kind of cool to maybe have him in the video. But then again, maybe it wouldn't have, if he wasn't like playing the solo or something, or wrote the solo, it may have been a little weird to have him just kind of standing there with the band out of place. But that's neat that they were able to collaborate with him. I was never a massive Incubus fan. I do like the song Megalomaniac quite a bit. I think that's probably my favorite song of theirs. I remember when Drive came out, you could not get away from that song. But yeah, Band-Maid continues to impress. I like this different style for them from the other stuff that I've heard. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the band at this point, and they're going to be on my radar going forward for when they have new stuff out. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you once again for getting in the pit, and we'll see you again real soon.